All right, in this video, I wanted to share with you my Randy Rhoads guitar tone from Crazy Train. So what I did here is I used the Fractal Axe-Fx 2 XL Plus to get my main guitar sound, and I also used Guitar Rig to reamp a dry signal I also recorded. So what I do, I take a Y-splitter, AB box thing, I plug my guitar into it, and I send one side to the Fractal Axe-Fx, which I then send a signal XLR from the back of the Axe-Fx to my interface. Sometimes I do stereo, sometimes I do mono. Then I send a 1/4-inch cable to another input on my interface, and then I record just a dry guitar signal that uses no amp processing at the beginning. So first, let's do the Fractal Axe-Fx tone. Let's take a listen to that. So it's kind of saturated, got that hissy type of gain thing Randy Rhoads sometimes did. Let's check out the verse riff. That type of thing going on. Then let's listen to the original, see what that sounds like, kind of compare them. Okay, so let's take a listen to this again. Kind of that thing going on. So it's close. Then I took that dry signal and I used Guitar Rig to reamp that signal so it sounds something like this. Let's pull it up. So I have a Marshall type of thing going through a chorus pedal, going through a delay pedal. So by itself, it's not super great, but then in context, it just gives it that extra little bit of lift that that fractal part didn't have by itself. So combining those two technologies kind of works out. Take a listen. Here's just the fractal. And I'll add this in. Right, let's check it out over in this section. What's really cool about using the Axe-Fx stuff, the Guitar Rig stuff, is that you can change it on the back end in post. You could be like, oh, I hated that, I'm going to add more treble, or I'm going to add a little more bass, or let me experiment with this chorus rather than having to get it right on the front side. That being said, the Axe-Fx is so good at what it does of doing the guitar amplifier modeling thing that, you know, a lot of times I just run it dry. So this one, I don't think I'm using any effects at all. If I'm mixing it later, I might throw those things in. So I run it basically dry, just using the cabinet and the amplifiers for the Axe-Fx units, because I like that freedom in post to change things. If it's live, of course, I'll throw on all the wet reverb and delays and stuff. But for recording, I'm just doing it dry. Let's take a listen to what I did with the bass. Bass, I went direct into my interface using Guitar Rig. There's type of thing. Let's go to the solo. I think it has a little pickup here. And then I'll send the mixing engineer, I think, this version as well. So he can choose. I think I ended up turning that one off, but then also with the solo, I do the same thing. I took those same patches and I applied it to both of those. Just the one isn't as cool. So when you combine those two, it really helps out. So there's my little trick. Use Guitar Rig on the back end or some sort of plug-in for your guitars, then get a really good guitar amp sound, or the Axe-Fx or the Kemper or something on the front end for your main sound, and then supplement it with these other things. Then I always love changing in post and doing those type of things. You could tell here that sometimes when I'm punching, I'll do a solo, I'll do a couple different punches, make sure each phrase is good, a couple tricks of the trade, then a couple of these fills. You know, so that's what you can do when you're recording. Little bits and pieces, and there you go. So that's how I got my Crazy Train sound. Let me know what you guys think.